In the following two examples, we're going to solve some quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. First, let's identify the values of a, b, and c that we're going to use inside the formula. A represents the coefficient of the x squared term. In this case, a is equal to 1. B represents the coefficient of the x term. In this case, b is equal to -2. And then finally, c represents your constant term, and here c is equal to -2. So I've copied down the formula here for your reference. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2 times a. So let's go ahead and make some substitutions into our formula. We know that b is -2, so negative b is going to be positive 2. B squared is going to be 4. And then we're going to have 4 times a times c. 4 times a is 4. And 4 times a times c is -8. And of course, everything is going to be all divided by 2. Simplifying the values underneath our square root, we get square root of 12. Now, 12 contains a factor that's a perfect square, the number 4. So I want to pull that 4 outside of the square root in hopes that maybe some cancellation is going to happen. So the square root of 4 is 2, so we're going to pull that 2 out. That's going to leave us with a factor of 3 underneath our square root. And it turns out that we are able to do some cancellation. This current expression that we have, we can think of it as 2 over 2 plus or minus 2 times root 3 over 2. And from here, we know that 2 over 2 is equal to 1. And these 2's are also going to cancel and leave us with a 1 in the numerator and denominator. So our new value of x is 1 plus or minus square root of 3. These are the two values of x that are going to satisfy our original equation. In our second example, we have x squared plus 2 is equal to 2x. In this case, we can't apply the quadratic formula yet because our quadratic equation is not in standard form. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Now that we have standard form, we can list the values of a, b, and c. And we can go ahead and start making some substitutions into our quadratic formula. So once again, we have b is -2, so negative b is going to be positive 2. We have that b squared is 4. And we know that 4 times a times c, or 4 times 1 times 2, is equal to 8. We're going to have everything divided by 2 once again. So let's go ahead and simplify the number underneath our square root. And notice that we get a negative value underneath our square root. This means that our original equation is not going to have any solutions because our discriminant is less than 0.